And my colleague, Xoli Mngambi, is tracking that story for us. He's live to us now from Parktown, the venue of the state capture inquiry. And Xoli, I mean, we've heard about the National Prosecuting Authority and the failings of that essential body to our governance at the state capture inquiry. But I think for the most part, that evidence has come from witnesses outside of the NPA. Today, hopefully, we're going to get a closer look.
Indeed, Michelle, a very good morning to you. So, Mxolisi Nxasa, quite possible that he will likely recount the days leading up to him accepting that all-important golden handshake from former President Jacob Zuma. 17.3 million rand was the amount that he would have walked away with. And so we know that in August last year, the Constitutional Court ordering that he pay back 10.2 million rand of that. But importantly, as you say, the issues of political interference in that institution, Michelle, may also possibly become quite a key feature of his evidence here. But I'm not alone. I am with my colleague Erin Bates, who has been covering the state capture inquiry. And let me bring her into picture now. So, Erin, Mxolisi Nxasa becomes the key significant figure from the NPA, from inside that institution, the higher echelons, to come and testify here. What might we expect him to say or questioned on?
I think you're right to point out that golden handshake and how he was weeded out effectively from the National Prosecuting Authority. And that's likely, as we speculate, to be a key point of discussion during his evidence. Also, of course, his role at the NPA and the rigor of the National Prosecuting Authority during his tenure roughly between 2013 and 2015. So that's certainly going to be a key point. And as you say as well, this is not the first NPA witness to testify at the state capture inquiry. We have, in fact, heard from at least one, by my recollection, state prosecutor already, but he is the most significant witness, arguably, from the NPA, a former NDPP going to be here under oath at the state capture inquiry from 10 o'clock this morning.
So, Erin, it's quite possible as well that some names may be dropped by Nxasana here. People like his former colleagues at the NPA, Nomgcobo, who was just booted out of that job, I think in April this year. This is someone that he had a fight with, and this is someone who possibly led to his accepting that golden handshake from the former president.
Yes, names and also nicknames probably too. We remember, of course, that Angelo Agrizzi described Nomgcobo as having the nickname of the snake because she was so agile, swift and shrewd. And then, of course, her colleague Lawrence Mkhwebi getting the nickname of being the snail because he was, in Angelo Agrizzi and Bosasa's estimation, a little bit slower and less agile, shall we say. So those names and nicknames may well come up. Also, as you say, the different factions within the NPA. We know the word factions is used so often in terms of political parties and, of course, the governing party that's come up here at the inquiry. But what about how those factions and the divisions and fissures within the NPA affected its ability to prosecute cases? It will likely tie in with the evidence of Johan Boyson's former Hawks head in KwaZulu-Natal and also Robert McBride, former IPID head, who named a successor of Nxasana in the form of Advocate Sean Abrams, and certainly some questions around his role. Of course, we had that Constitutional Court case last year in which questions about the legitimacy of Abrams' appointment also came up.
All right, Erin Bates, let's leave it there for the time being. Let's not speculate any further. We'll hear from Mr. Nxasana himself when he does eventually appear here, Michelle. But importantly, the implications of what he's going to say here, I'm sure they're going to reverberate throughout the country.
Yeah, absolutely. And you and Erin Bates will both keep us up to speed on exactly what unfolds at the state capture inquiry today.